everyone, Dustin here. It is going to be a great day for combining this September morning. We are on straight cut canola. I'm just in the semi right now going to the field. Dad's behind me with the fuel truck. I want to fuel up, check over the combines, bring in the one semi now, and then we'll bring the next semi when we're ready to start. Last night I had a minor breakdown. Had a flat tire on the header, so had to pop that off, and instead of getting a new tire, just took a tire from the swather, since it's basically the same header, and just gonna pop that guy on. Won't take too long. Fuel up, get the crew organized. Ronnie took a load of canola this morning to Mainmont, so we gotta wait for him to get back. Then we'll be ready to go. You noticed last night from the cab, I could see this tire was flat. These header rides on these wheels, and I must have picked up something because it was right flat. So we have to change that, put a new one on there, and we'll be good to go. Hey. No, cheers. Oh. This was my cut last night where I had to pull out of here. So, this is where we're starting this morning, and we'll see how it goes. Like I said earlier, we are straight cutting canola today, and I know what you're thinking. Dustin, I thought you always swath canola. Yes, you can swath canola, and we have a lot of swath canola acres. We've done a little bit this fall yet and still have a little bit to go. So I thought you always swath canola. Yes, and you swath canola when the plant is a little bit green still. You make nice little rows, you kill the plant, and 2 to 3 weeks later, you harvest it. And you do that when the plant is a little bit green, because the pods will actually break open if the plant is too ripe. The pods will break open when the reels of the swather touch it, because the pod integrity is dry and brittle, and then the seeds will go everywhere. So swath timing is when the plant is a little bit green still, just starting to ripen up. And everyone did that about 7 to 10 years ago. And now the seed companies have figured out that that's not the only way you can combine canola. So they created what is straight cut canola and what is called a pod shatter variety. So the pod integrity of these varieties of canola is a lot stronger than canola that is swathed. So these varieties, you don't swath it, you desiccate it with the sprayer instead. So I've desiccated this over 2 weeks ago now. The plant is completely dried down, but instead of canola that you swath that's dry, the pod integrity is still very strong. So instead of spending an afternoon coming into this field and swathing it, I can come in here and desiccate it with the sprayer. It takes an hour to desiccate it with the sprayer. It keeps that pod integrity, and we can come in here with one pass with the combine and combine. Also, with these straight cut pod shatter varieties, it allows the plant and the seed to fully mature, and those seeds will be a bit bigger than the swath canola. So the canola weight will be greater than the swathable canola, More weight in the canola means more yield. More yield means more money in your pocket. Maybe a bit more yield, but the pod shatter canola seed is a little bit more expensive. But they say you make your money back. One downfall is, since the canola is all standing here out in the field, if it snows, that is bad news. And that is what happened to us last year. So it snowed in the last week of September, pretty much the same time that we're combining this right now. And the canola was flat on the ground because a few inches of wet snow on this stuff is going to flatten it. And that was tricky combining and not fun. So that is one downfall of this variety. So in a swath, if it snows, like, it doesn't really do anything. You can't combine it when it's full.
Gatorade to get me going here.
Grandpa's drinking Gatorade already. If it snows, it doesn't really do anything. You can't combine it. You can't combine it anyway. You just gotta wait for it to dry out, and the swath will still be there. It doesn't really affect it. So with this, it will flatten it right to the ground, and it's not fun harvesting after that. Grandpa, what's one thing you like and one thing you dislike about the straight cut canola?
You know, I don't know. I think it's good to have both.
There you have it. There's your
I'm
answer.
just wondering how the green count is going to be on this, because places it is pretty tough yet.
Yeah, so Grandpa says he likes to have both, and he means have both straight cut and swath canola.
What about you?
I like how I can just spray it and then I'm done in an hour, instead of one of us wasting an afternoon coming here to cut it, and it seems to be a little bit higher yield.
Yeah, I agree. Like, you know, just a one time over and we're done. I think if a guy was stuck for the time of the year, swathing still dries down faster.
So yeah, swathing does dry down faster. It's going to do a better job when you cut that plant and completely kill it, and then you can come in and harvest it later. The desiccant and Roundup does take a little bit more time. It seems like it really crisps the top of the plant off, but then underneath it's still a little bit green. Also in a swath, you can go faster. The straight cut canola seems to feeds okay. It's really fluffy, and then sometimes it like kicks up and then sits on the top of your header. But it does feed okay once you get your reels set. But you definitely go in slower than when you're in a swath. So like Grandpa was saying, it's important to have both, and what he means by that is having both standing, straight cut, and canola swaths if you're seeding canola. And I think that's true, because if we had all standing canola and have a fall like last year, all our canola is going to have snow on it and be flat. So last year we had a little bit more swaths than standing. So those swaths were okay, they dried out and we eventually got them off. Then that standing canola, which was not flat, was hard to harvest. This year we're basically half and half, and hoping it's not going to snow, and the weather's been holding off really well. It's been cold out, but no snow yet. So if the weather holds, the standing canola will turn out pretty well. So Grandpa was talking about the green count at the terminal. How they determine your grade is they actually break open the canola seeds, and inside the canola the seeds will be all yellow. Okay, I don't have any canola in here to show you. I could stop and grab some. There's probably some on the floor. Just crumbs. Oh, here's one. There's one. Okay. So if I break open this seed, see how it's yellow? So sometimes the canola seed in the middle will be right green, and that's what the green count that Grandpa's talking about, and you don't want green in your canola. And yeah, it's a little bit tough this morning, but I think for green count we'll be okay, so we're just gonna keep rolling.
Nothing in the yard.
What?
Did somebody come in the yard though today, this morning? There was like tracks sitting out of my driveway and then into
That was me.
Canola actually combines better at night, it seems. Right around 4 o'clock or just before supper, it was so dry, the plant was so light and fluffy it wouldn't even feed into the combine, so it's actually cutting not too bad right now. So I don't know how late we're gonna go tonight, but yeah, it's feeding not too bad. Just wanted to say again, thank you to everyone watching my videos. I really appreciate it. And if you like the videos, give it a thumbs up at the bottom of the screen and press the subscribe button, and I'll see you in the morning.